Christian Iversen became the 29th different Speedway GP winner after claiming victory in Terenzano, Italy a fortnight ago. In extremely hot conditions after a 4-week gap for the World Cup, it was a tough evening for series leader Emil Sayfutdinov, who saw his lead cut by Britain's Ty Woofenden. In the final, it looked to be Ty's night after a great start, but glory in the end went to the Dane, Niels Christian Iversen, moving him up to a very competitive 6th place overall and giving him a great chance to qualify for next year's competition.
Something that you worked for your whole career, and it's something that I always dreamed about, to be able to win a Grand Prix, and now I finally won one, so and I want to win more.
So, having scraped through to the final, Emil Sayfutdinov keeps his lead overall, but it has been cut to just 5 points. And with no Chris Holder due to injury, can Jarek Hampel and Nicky Pedersen make a late charge for the title? Or is it just going to be a battle for the bronze medal?
Getting close to towards the end of season now, and got to catch some more points up. So far it's been all right, but we've been slipping away a couple of points here and there, so we need to catch that up now.
So from wonderful Italy, we move north to the Baltic and return to Daugavpils in Latvia, where in 2009, Greg Hancock was victorious. 4 years on though, can the American pull it off again tonight?
You know, without a doubt, you know, I got nothing but good feelings about this place, so I'll take that with me all the way through the first heat and hopefully right through the final.
There are 4 rounds remaining in 2013, including tonight, and lots still to play for. Let's hand down to our commentators for the evening then, Nigel Pearson and Kelvin Tatum.
Getting down to the business end of the season. Kelvin Tatum alongside me here live in the Locomotive Stadium. Kelvin, it really is getting down to the nitty-gritty, both for the world title, the race for the top 3 and the race for the top 8, and automatic qualification for next year.
Certainly is. Just 4 rounds to go. It's been a fabulous series so far. We've seen some extraordinary racing, and without doubt, coming back to Daugavpils here this evening, we will see some entertaining stuff. But it's crunch time, without question. The title on the line, the top 8, you know, Grand Prix survival for that man there. Golob has had a hard time. What a story Woofenden's been so far this season. It's been a fabulous series so far.
Yeah, Woofenden has been like a breath of fresh air alongside Sayfutdinov, Darcy Ward, the young guns, but don't write off the old chargers like Golob. He's still got determination in him. Had a wonderful night for Torun in the Polish League 48 hours ago, scoring double figures in the Polish League meeting there. Emil Sayfutdinov, how much pressure will he be feeling right now as we get down to the latter stages of the 2013 campaign? We're back in Latvia for the first time since 2009, and we open up with the Latvian national anthem. A terrific atmosphere here in the Locomotive Stadium tonight. It is a packed house here in this town of Daugavpils, and it is quite a lineup that they have here tonight. Daugavpils does host regular Speedway. Maxim Bogdanov, who was a member of the Latvian World Cup side who did so well. He's one of the reserves tonight.
Yeah, he impressed in the World Cup without question. This sort of truck, of course, they all race here for Daugavpils in the second league of the Polish league.
Václav Garutsky, also a member of the Latvian World Cup side, and ironically, all of them from Daugavpils. And the three riders tonight, Bogdanov, Garutsky and Lebedev, all from this town. Ante Lebedev, who has just recently left Kings Lynn in the British Elite League.
Yeah, he found the Elite League tough going. He's a teenager still. He's a crowd favourite. They've got plenty of faith in him. Pressure tonight. Huge night for him. Darcy Ward, of course, back in big-time Speedway. Won in Copenhagen in very impressive style. Again, tonight, I expect big things from him. Yeah, and all the rounds he's completed, Darcy has scored double figures. What about Ty Woffenden? A dream night a fortnight ago in Terenzano, where he gained 8 points on the series leader, Emil Seifudenhoff, and is now just 5 points off top spot. And what about Niels Christian Iversen? We were saying he's got a win in him, and he delivered a fortnight ago. Yeah, fabulous performance. He's been pushing hard for the last couple of seasons, I would suggest, and he is now a Grand Prix winner. I suggest this man is not very far away as well, winning a Grand Prix. Zagar has enjoyed a good Grand Prix campaign. Matti Zagar has acquitted himself superbly. Christoph Kasperzak now outside of the top 8, 11th in the World Championship. Got a lot of work to do if he is to automatically qualify for next year's series. Absolutely. Jarek Hampel has had 2 Grand Prix wins this season. He's a little bit up and down, but he has now pushed his way into 3rd place in the world, and I expect him to go great tonight. Martin Vasilik hasn't had the best of seasons so far. He right now has struggled for double figures. He won, of course, last year in Gorzhov, but has found life tough. Now the return of AJ. Yeah, he's desperate to get back on the motorbike, has found it tough to be away from the scene with his injuries he sustained, of course, in Copenhagen. He needs a big night. So does this man. Lindgren, of course, has said publicly he needs to be hitting double figures in the remaining rounds this year to make any chance of making the top 8. Antonio Limbach, it's been a poor season by his standards so far as well. He's on 34 points and trailing way back in 15th place in the World Championship now. What about the noise for this young man, the Russian Emil Seifudenhoff? He's going to get a great welcome here in Daugavpils. The roar of the crowd, and we haven't even started racing yet. Fabulous reaction, effectively his home Grand Prix. Golub has been struggling just outside the top 8 now. Has to find the key to it. Rounds running out for him. How much appetite has Golub got to bounce back? No questioning this guy's appetite. The legend, twice world champion, Greg Herbie Hancock from the United States of America. 2 times the winner here, of course, in 06 and 09. Knows this place inside out. Good memories for him. Nicky Pedersen has been charging hard. Injury earlier on in the season, but he's there fighting, still hungry for success. And Leon Madsen is the final rider on parade tonight. He is in the #1 position. He actually replaces Alice Drimmel, who was the first replacement for the world champion Chris Holder. And of course, Chris, right now with those injuries, has started his recovery process, and we wish him all the very best, the reigning champion, and hope to see him back at the start of next season. So it's all set up beautifully. A big crowd here. It's a packed house here in the Locomotive Stadium in Daugavpils, and we cannot wait for the racing to get underway in a few moments' time. It was action-packed without question. Kasperzak got it all wrong in the first corner initially. Zagar was sharp away from the tapes from the outside and rode supremely well, and he had to ride well because Andrei Lebedev, the wild card, was charging hard. Looked quick, didn't he? Very fast indeed. Looked quick yesterday in practice. So it proved in his opening ride. Super ride from the teenager. Zagar the winner, Lebedev second, Kasperzak was third. Leon Madsen at the back. Don't forget there is a big meeting coming up in the UK next Saturday, the 24th of August. The Grand Prix Challenge at Poole. And there are some riders who you feel are going to have to rely on that meeting to book their place for next year. Could well be. Kasperzak is one of those riders. He's on the inside here. He comes charging across there and finds himself in no man's land. Down the back straight they go for the first time. Madsen puts Matti Zagar under a severe amount of pressure, but then Lebedev winds it on, swoops around the outside of Leon Madsen down in turns 3 and 4 on the opening lap, and then sets about chasing after Zagar, who's made a really good fist of it coming from the outside away from the tape. Super effort here. Kasperzak gets himself into 3rd place, a little bit out of shape and certainly wasn't comfortable. But Zagar out in front was very pleased with that. He'll be delighted to have picked up 3 points. He's enjoying a great season, back in the Grand Prix, Nige. And I'll tell you what, he's more mature, taking it seriously. He's world class now. Ante Lebedev will be delighted. The 2 reserves tonight, by the way,
if you have just joined us, Václav Garudsky and Maxim Bogdanov, who were the Latvian World Cup members, and they really did do themselves proud in the World Cup. And talking about doing yourselves proud in the World Cup, Greg Hancock is in the yellow helmet here. In heat number 4.
World Cup.
And we spent some time in Greg's company this morning, Calvin, at the hotel, and he was just saying how much he really enjoyed that World Cup experience and paid great tribute to the manager, Billy Hamill, as well.
Yeah, Billy Hamill gave an awe-inspiring speech before the race-off in Prague on the Thursday, and it certainly lifted the team. And Hancock was outstanding. 36 points in 2 meetings. That was terrific.
Heat 4, Andreas Jonsson on his return to the series goes off the inside in red. Freddie Lindgren goes off gate 2 in blue, and like Jonsson, under pressure for a place for next year. Martin Vasilik goes off gate 3 in white, and Greg Hancock is the man off the outside gate in yellow. 3 races and 3 decent races so far.
Good start to the Grand Prix, Nigel. Change of surface here. Wasn't quite sure what we were going to see, but it's been entertaining so far. Jonsson on his return to the series on the inside.
Away first time of asking, and from the outside, Hancock with a textbook start. What a gate that is from Greg Hancock. He's got that lead now. Now the battle is on for second place. Jonsson has it right now in red. Third place in white is Martin Vasilik, and Fredrik Lindgren is at the back. But Greg Hancock from the outside swooped beautifully, and he's going to take some stopping now.
He will indeed. That was a textbook start there from the veteran American just out in front. And Andreas Jonsson in second place looks pretty strong, although Martin Vasilik, you have to say, is working hard in third place, trying to put the Swede under pressure. Lindgren will be disappointed. He spoke about the fact before tonight he struggles on these types of conditions, but he needed to try and pick up double figures in all the remaining rounds. Well, running last in the opening race is not going to help you very much, but out in front, Greg Hancock looks very impressive, Nigel.
This is the 165th Grand Prix in the competition's history, and it's Greg Hancock's 165th Grand Prix. He really is a true legend of modern-day Speedway. He's a twice world champion. He's into turns 3 and 4 for the final time, and the man from the USA is going to take that checkered flag, hugely popular worldwide. And Greg Hancock pulls the cutout towards the end of the race there, looking as though he had 1 or 2 problems towards the end of the race. But anyway, he's got the 3 points under the belt. Yeah. With
maybe a touch
second.
Fortunate there, coming out of the last corner and just managing to secure the 3 points. He's the only rider on the new golden tyre here. He's committed himself to change of tyre. Certainly worked very impressively from gate 4 in his opening ride.
Greg Hancock, the race winner, with Andreas Jonsson in second place. Martin Vasilik was third. Freddie Lindgren trailed in at the back. The winners so far, Hancock, Zagar, Everson and Ward. Good start to the meeting.
Welcome back to Latvia. Steve Day and Scott Nichols here, providing you with heat analysis. We'll take a look back at this Heat 1, Scott. Some movement at the start there, but on the back of that wonderful win a couple of weeks ago, Everson full of confidence.
Definitely, that showed in race 1 there. Like I say, there was an awful lot of movement going on at the start. You know, debate to call it back, but I think the referee made the right decision there, letting it go. Ty Wolfenden made a great cut back on the first turn. Gate 3 is kind of a little bit of a graveyard gate here in Daugavpils, so I'm sure he'll be delighted to pick up 2 points out of his first race.
Yeah, so Ty picked up 2 points from that race, first race. In Heat 2, we saw a great heat, a great lineup with the likes of Hampel, Saifutinov, Pedersen and Darcy Ward. Again, movement at the start, this time from Pedersen, but a great decision from the referee here.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, that Nicky was moving. The referee done the right decision. You see Nicky there, jumps, penalised himself. You know, the referee's under the spotlight too. I mean, he had a shocking... made some shocking decisions a few years back at Cardiff in 2008, so he had a bit of an absence from refereeing. But you know, we'll focus on Darcy Ward. I mean, that was an unbelievable opening lap from Darcy. I mean, last to first, just an absolutely brilliant race here. Hampel thought he did everything right, just drifted off the line like Eric kind of likes to keep his wheels in line, but on that first turn you just can't afford to leave a hole. Darcy took full advantage.
Yeah, great win there, picking them off outside and inside. So there we have it after the first 4 heats. Hancock, Zagar, Everson and Darcy Ward all picking up the maximum 3 points. Ty Wolfenden with those 2. Well, he's clawed another one back because Saifutinov only managed the 1. So it's just 4 points in it now between the 2.
That's unbelievable, isn't it? It's, you know, the pressure is definitely going to be on Emil. You know, he's got the cat chasing him, Ty's clawing the points back, and you know, last time out in Terranzano, Emil perhaps didn't seem to have the speed that he's been showing all season, but even then, on a bad night, he still made the final. So that was a great performance from him. The track now looks like there's starting to be a little bit of a dirt line build up. They will have done a track prep. You can see Greg Hancock had a fantastic gate 4 in his first one. Now he's off the inside, which will favour him now. He's a fantastic gator. Track grade, he'll be happy to stick his front wheel right over that white line in the first turn.
Well, here we go then. We're ready to get started with Heat 5. We'll get ourselves thrown over to Nigel and Kelvin very shortly indeed. Keep your eyes pinned, folks, for Heat 7, because Seifutinov and Woofenden will line up next to each other. The two riders that are fighting for the 2013 championship will go head-to-head in Heat 7.
And we could see there, they just had a close-up of Greg Hancock's tyre. Like Nigel and Kelvin had said, he's the only rider who's opted to go for the golden tyre. And like you say, in race 1, I mean, he was very dominant from the start, so could the tyre choice be key? I mean, Greg Hancock's had a lot of success at this track before, so we've had a few absence from here, but no, he looked fantastic in his first race.
Yeah, and Hancock, he's been sort of relatively consistent all year, but we've not seen an outstanding round from him as yet.
No, he's been brilliant, but, you know, he's a veteran of the series, but he's on the comeback.
Right, let's get back to Nigel and Kelvin down on trackside.
So the riders about to emerge then here at the Locomotive Stadium for heat number 5. And we have Greg Hancock and Niels Christian Iversen, who are race winners in their opening heat. Iversen, who is in a rich vein of form right now. Jari Campbell, we know, is very capable. Leon Madsen, surprisingly squeezed out at his opening ride, lacked pace, and he's ridden brilliantly in his GP appearance in Terranzano.
Terranzano, he was very impressive indeed. He did himself justice. He was fast, and he was there or thereabouts on the opening lap down the back straight, but just got outpaced. He made a big mistake, Nigel, in the first and second corner, second time around, which cost him any chance of points. Good competitive lineup once again here in Heat 5. We've got 2 race winners and a solid 2 points for Jari Campbell. Just the brilliance of Darcy Ward got the better of Hampel in his opening ride, but Hancock never seems to wane, does he? He's still so full of enthusiasm, still totally convinced that he remains part and parcel of the Grand Prix scene. Wants it more than ever, I would suggest.
Yeah, very much so. It's good to see. Hancock has just returned to British Speedway for the first time in 7 years.
Yeah.
Riding for the Poole Pirates. Rode on Wednesday night and said that it was a difficult night with track conditions at Wimborne Road.
They were very slick, and certainly Peterborough Panthers turned up and just blew them away. Certainly Leon Madsen just having a last-minute change of mind, just changing his bike. He'll be nervous. He's looking for better this time.
Here's your lineup for heat number 5 then. Greg Hancock goes off the inside, 3 points to his name with that fine win. The same applies to Niels Christian Iversen, off gate number 2 in blue. Jari Campbell, winner of 2 GPs this year, he goes off gate 3 in white. Leon Madsen is a rider off the outside in yellow. The 5th race of the night in the Rietumu Bank FIM Speedway Grand Prix of Latvia, and every race absolutely vital. This stage of the season, no margin for error.
Absolutely not, no. It's crunch time. You can ill afford to make silly mistakes. Real head-to-head on the inside there with gates 1 and 2, both race winners, of course, in their opening ride. So keep an eye out for those 2 boys, Hancock and Iversen.
Here we go with heat number 5, and Hancock away from the start is absolutely jet-propelled. He is on form tonight. Iversen now tries the inside line, but Hancock has got the race under control. Madsen is coming high around the outside of Jari Campbell into 3rd place. But Greg Hancock, what can we say? He did it from gate 4. He's done it from the inside gate. He is looking beautifully in control. One here, the last time the GP was in Daugavpils 4 years ago. Iversen's got a lot of pace, but he can't make too much ground on Hancock.
He's having a real good go though, Nigel. Fantastic start once again from Greg Hancock. Absolutely jet-propelled. Iversen's quick in 2nd place. Hampel's the disappointment here. He got a little bit of a snake coming out of the 2nd corner on the opening lap and has really tailed off out the back, but Iversen is giving it everything here. He's really having a good go in 2nd place. Hancock just running a little bit wide. There's 1 lap to go here. It's neck and neck. Iversen in the form of his life, having a real good go in 2nd place.
Yeah, Iversen really had to get off the gas going into that turn because he got ever so close that time. Hancock looks as though he's just about going to hang on here.
Yeah.
Super right from Greg Hancock in heat 5. He was under pressure from Iversen, and particularly in the last couple of laps of that race. Madsen finishes 3rd, and Jarek Hampel will be disappointed finishing last there. But Hancock, 2 rides, 2 wins, looking impressive. 43 years of age, going on 19.
Fabulous ride from Greg Hancock. The teenager out there in him certainly produced the goods. What a start. Absolutely fabulous away from the tape.
You'd have been proud of that one, Kel.
Yeah, I would have taken that any day of the week.
Hancock the winner, Niels Christian Iversen was 2nd. Leon Madsen was 3rd there with Hampel at the back. This is what it means. Hancock leads the GP with a maximum 6-point score. Niels Christian Iversen now is on 5 out of a possible 6, and Hampel 2 points from 2 rides, disappointing with that last place there.
Well, I did have a long conversation with Greg this morning, and he said that over breakfast he did say that the golden tie he's chosen, he's really comfortable with the way the bike reacts to the first corner, and he is clear. At least a bike and a half length clear. Iversen rides a super ride in 2nd place, putting him under a lot of pressure. Certainly on the 3rd lap, there's no question that Iversen was very threatening, with half a mistake from Hancock just coming out of turn 4 to give Iversen a little bit of encouragement. Hampel's disappointing here. He gets it wrong coming out of turn 2. Just loses momentum there and really cannot land a blow. Has no speed to really get amongst the points. But super effort from Iversen in 2nd place. But Greg Hancock, 6 points out of 6. You can't do better than that. Super start.
Yeah, riding beautifully away from the start. And so far, of course, we have Iversen dropping just that 1 point to Greg, 5 points for Niels and 6 for Hancock, who has the former rider Travis McGowan from Australia, who now lives in Sweden, in his pit corner once again tonight as we build up to heat number 6, and an important race, particularly for Nicky Pedersen, who has hopes of the bronze medal this season, of course. He's just seen Jarek Hampel finish last in that one, and he'll be going for a big ride here off the outside.
Well, Nicky had a struggle in his opening ride, didn't he?
Well, yep. Lindgren off the inside in red. Gate number 2 in blue, Christoph Kasperzak. Thomas Golub, gate 3. And Nicky Pedersen off the outside needs to sit still at the start this time.
Yeah, and he is quite possibly the best starter in the world. He made some fantastic starts in Terenzano. Even when the tapes went up lopsided, he very nearly got to the front. Thomas Golub's camp looking on. It's a huge night for them. He's ridden well here in the past. Disappointing opening ride for Golub. Needs to find something here. Really needs to turn it around tonight.
Here we go with heat number 6. Tape stayed down quite a while there, but they're away this time. Lindgren hits the first turn. There's Golub as well. Coming around the outside in white. Thomas Golub has that lead. 2nd place is Freddie Lindgren. Nicky Pedersen is 3rd. Kasperzak is at the back. Lindgren goes for a big dive around the outside. That closes the gap on Thomas Golub, but Golub has the lead. Lindgren 2nd. Nicky Pedersen is 3rd. And Christoph Kasperzak is at the back.
Golub out of gate 3, made that first corner. It's Pedersen! Ruthless up the inside of Lindgren to get into 2nd place. Hard charging Pedersen, who was frustrated after failing to score in his opening ride. The 3-time world champion comes storming back into 2nd place. Out in front, Golub, winding it on, looking okay. Not completely convinced. A sneaky look over his left shoulder with Pedersen. He sees Pedersen looming in his rear view mirror, Nigel. He's going to have to keep his head down here. 1 lap to go.
Golub into the last lap then. Golub in control apparently at the moment. And Lindgren really charging hard after Pedersen. Kasperzak has pulled up at the back, but it looks as though Mr. G is going to bounce back with 3 points to his name here in heat number 6. The Polish legend Thomas Golub from Nicky Pedersen 2nd, from Freddie Lindgren 3rd. And that was tough from Pedersen, the way he just showed the back wheel to Lindgren. But he got 2 points for his efforts.
He's strapped for it. He's a street fighter, isn't he, Nicky Pedersen? He charged up the inside of Lindgren there to steal the point away from him. Golub was, he was much better there. Failed to score in his opening ride. 3 huge points for Thomas Golub. Could that see his fortunes turn now?
Well, just to confirm the result then, it's Thomas Golub, the race winner, with Nicky Pedersen 2nd. Fredrik Lindgren was 3rd, and Christoph Kasperzak trailed in at the back there. This is what it means now after 6 heats of this Latvian Grand Prix. Golub with that race win moves on to 3 points. How he would just love to kickstart his season, and there's no doubt when he's on form, he is an absolute delight to watch, Thomas Golub.
Absolutely. We've seen him do some absolute magical stuff in the past. This season's been much more of a struggle. He rides well here. He gets a good run to the first corner, a nice swoop round the first turn. You can see how the material is beginning to build up mid-track and out. Sandy, deep material. Not as grippy as riders would like, I think, but certainly you saw the move from Pedersen to charge up the inside to get himself into second place, but got him out in front under pressure from Pedersen. It's more like it for him.
But here's a question. If Golub needs a pick, will the organisers put him in? Big question.
Massive, absolutely massive. There you see the reaction from the Golub camp. Certainly they'll be relieved with that. That's much more like it. 3 points to his name. He'll feel a lot happier after struggling in his opening ride.
A lot of it is how much Thomas wants that top 8 place.
Absolutely, it's being asked all the time. So much speculation about the man. Has the fire gone out? All sorts of questions being asked about Thomas Golub, but he has the quality to fight for his place, that's for sure.
Massive race coming up. Heat number 7. Emil Seifudenov is the man in the white helmet colour on 108 World Championship points.
Yeah.
Ty Woofenden is on the outside of him in yellow. He is 4 points behind. It won't decide the World Championship, this, but every time they meet, Emil and Ty, it could be absolutely vital.
Yeah, 1 and 2 in the world going head-to-head, of course. Woofenden's done remarkably well to close in so impressively 2 weeks ago in Terenzano was so important, and certainly now it's all on for the championship between the two.
Lebedev off the inside in red. Jonsson goes off gate number 2 in blue. Then it's the 2 protagonists for the world title, Seifudenov and Woofenden, side by side. This is heat number 7, and Seifudenov's made a beauty off gate 3. Oh, and Woofenden's gone down, and the red lights have not come on. The red lights have not come on. They have now. Decision for the referee.
Lebedev out in front, the crowd favourite. They were on their feet. Woofenden got a nudge in the first turn and without question felt the full force of Lebedev's charging up the inside, and Seifudenov there coming well out of gate 3. We'll see it again. We're looking at the top 2 in the world, but Lebedev's is the reason it kind of happens. He then just comes across there, runs up the back of Seifudenov. I just thought for a moment that Lebedev actually gave Seifudenov a shove. He doesn't. It's Ty Woofenden just turning here, and I would suggest that he just runs out of room. Probably all 4 back will be the call.
We are hearing it is all 4 riders back for the restart.
Yeah.
The referee did not put the red lights on until the riders were halfway down the back straight.
And that's why I just hesitated there for a moment, because when that happens, quite likely there will be an exclusion.
If that was later in the race, somebody would have had to have gone for that.
Absolutely.
Could well have been Ty Woofenden.
Yes, he turned, and he effectively turned into Seifudenov there. But he may have had a touch of good fortune. Super effort there, obviously, from Seifudenov out of gate 3. But Lebedev's off the inside.
Quick.
Absolutely. He was fast in his opening ride. He got 2 points there and was all over the place. And certainly looked like he could have got to the front. But Seifudenov, I have to believe, Nigel, now, having had a bit of a comfort zone for some period of time, dominating the championship series in the early part of the season. 3 Grand Prix wins he had. He could have had 4 if he hadn't touched the tapes in Prague. All of a sudden, it's a bit more difficult right now.
Very much so, and every time Seifudenov and Woofenden meet, there's going to be pressure, and that heat number 7, you could tell it was so tight in that first. And if you are new to Speedway, I know we've got a lot of new viewers for Speedway Grand Prix this year, and the referee has decided there that that was an unsatisfactory start to the race. If it was later in the heat, he would have had to have disqualified somebody. Let's hear from Greg Hancock, a maximum man right now. He's down in the pits with Steve Brandon.
Greg, the quote from the commentators was 43 going on 19. Fantastic so far tonight.
Thanks a lot, man. It's great to get off to a good start, you know, and after yesterday, we feel like we're in the right place at the right time, so just gotta make it happen.
A little edge with the tyres tonight?
Well, you know what? It works for me, so I'm gonna run what I brung.
When you go out, set yourself up a bike and it pulls off the start like that, you must be delighted.
You know what? It's the key to Speedway is making good starts, and to have 2 starts like I just there, that's what it's all about. You know, the hard work pays off.
What is it about Greg Hancock in southern Latvia?
Well, you know, I don't know. It just happens to be a good place for me, and that's enough. That's all I'm going to ride on, so I'll live with that. Can I take the time to say good day to one of the all-time Speedway legends? I know he's watching tonight. He's not in the best place in life at the moment, but the man's a great one. Danny Mazurko-Becker, hang tough, bro.
Nice words. Thank you, sir.
Smashing start to tonight's meeting, of course, for Greg Hancock, of course, was absolutely textbook starts in his opening 2 rides. He did mention the fact that he loves the way the golden tile reacts to the first corner, and the evidence is clear to see in his first two rides. Absolutely clear going into the first corner, the ideal start, and even with the complete change of service here, there's no question that Greg loves coming to Daugavpils. Restart then for Heat 7, Nigel. Lebedev's on the inside was, I'll tell you what, he's going to be a shocker tonight. He's going to do all sorts of things. Yeah, no question about that. He's fast, and he's going to be well and truly amongst the points here this evening.
P number 7 coming up here. The Saifutinov pit crew watching on nervously, anxiously from the pits area. 4 rounds to go to decide the 2013 World Speedway Champion. It is looking increasingly like we are going to have a new world champion this year. Can Nicky Pedersen make it world title number 4, but he's well behind Saifutinov and Woofenden right now. It does appear as though it's between the two young guns for the world title. Lebedev goes off the inside gate in red. Andreas Jonsson goes off gate 2 in blue. Emil Saifutinov in white gate 3. Ty Woofenden outside in yellow with another opportunity here. It's a big heat number 7 here at the Locomotive Stadium in Daugavpils. Away from the start they go, and into that first turn, Lebedev is there. Saifutinov is squeezed wide, and Woofenden goes up the inside. Now Saifutinov is going to try the inside line on Woofenden. Woofenden holds the line superbly. What a ride from Ty Woofenden. Now Saifutinov is going to have a go, but watch out for AJ. Andreas Jonsson is in the mix as well now, trying the inside line. But Kelvin, you have to take your hats off to Woofenden as Lebedev comes back for more on the back.
Fabulous move in the first corner from Ty Woofenden, absolutely out of the top draw. Turned back, didn't get the best of runs going to the first corner, but was there ready to bounce, and now he's pulling away. Certainly the few changes to the bike has certainly found a lot more speed here, pulling away from the championship leader, making light of the opposition. Andreas Jonsson in 3rd place looks pretty good, with Lebedev's out the back, but what can you say about Ty Woofenden riding on the crest of a wave? Superb out in front.
Broke his collarbone in Cardiff in early June, but he's fighting fit right now. And the gap for the World Championship is going to be down to 3 points between Woofenden and Saifutinov. It's Ty Woofenden of Great Britain takes that checkered flag. Heat number 7, a stunning ride. It looked as though Saifutinov, Lebedev and Jonsson were looking good early on, but Woofenden spotted his moment.